Kash Patel might be the most unqualified person to ever serve in the federal government, and that is saying a lot considering Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth exist. But this guy is consistently showing us example after example of how all he is focused on is the grift. Donald Trump put together a cabinet of people who he thought were telegenic and would do a good job on Fox. But ultimately, what these people succeed at most is grifting for themselves. They play to an audience of one in Donald Trump from time to time, sure, but more often than not, they see themselves as celebrities in this administration. And in the best interest of themselves, do they only work to serve? And Kash Patel did that once again today with an idiotic move, which is blowing up in Donald Trump's face, exposing the corruption of this administration and generally pissing people off. But we could only start this story with the story that Kash Patel is ignoring in his job as FBI director, where he has consistently failed, and that is the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. What Kash Patel has done nothing to solve, and what Chris Hayes broke down here that only makes Kash Patel's latest move that much worse.
Donald Trump's FBI director, Kash Patel, likes to announce things. Take the Bureau's investigation into the shooting death of Charlie Kirk, for example. Just a few hours after the shooting, Patel announced on social media, quote, "The subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody." Less than 90 minutes later, he was back with this update. Quote, "The subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement." Whoa, what? Now, that was in September. Just a few months later, after that awful mass shooting at Brown University in December, Patel again announced just a day into the investigation, authorities had, quote, "detained a person of interest." And once again, within hours of that post, the person of interest was released. So last night, as agents continued the search for Nancy Guthrie, and we're covering it live on the air here, the mother of Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie, Patel took a slightly different approach. He called into a primetime show on Fox to talk about the case and its developments.
I do believe we are looking at people who, as we say, are persons of interest. But as you know, with any investigation, you are a person of interest until you're either eliminated or you're actually found to be the culprit or the culprits involved. And that's the stage we're at right now.
So I'm guessing you can recognize patterns here, and I've already guessed what I'm about to tell you next. The man who was detained last night for questioning was released just a short time after Patel's Fox News interview. MS Now National Security Intelligence Analyst Christopher O'Leary led counterterrorism investigations and operations for the FBI for more than 2 decades, and he joins me now. Chris, I will say that whoever's been giving him notes has appeared to tell him, like, ratchet down the certainty, emphasize that things aren't done yet. But it doesn't seem to me that helpful to constantly be jumping at an opportunity to announce these things, which really seems to be the MO of the current FBI director.
It certainly does, Chris. And it's also incredibly inappropriate. But he's going back to the one skill that he thinks he has, which is self-promoting, diving into the media, diving into social media, to compensate for his complete ineptitude at being the director of the FBI, which should not surprise anybody. He has no leadership experience, no operational experience, no investigative experience. His judgment is certainly flawed, and his character and integrity and virtue are absent. So he has no loyalty to the Constitution or to the American public or to the mission of the FBI and its people. And that's really costing victims in this case, like Nancy Guthrie and her family, the American people more broadly. And, frankly, he's unfit for the job, and this is a disservice to the country and to the people that he's charged with leading.
Kash Patel is an embarrassment, and people are less safe in our country because of him. That is the long of it. That is the short of it. Kash Patel spends all of his time tweeting inaccurately, trying to play to Trump, trying to be a social media influencer, and praising himself and his girlfriend, who's likely a Mossad agent, like the bad country singer that she is. That is what Kash Patel does. And he does it because I can tell you this much, MAGA, he hates you. If you were a Republican and you were watching this video, I don't know how I got here, but he hates you. These people hate you. They think you're stupid, and they want to take advantage of you. I promise you, that is what it is. And there's no better example than Kash Patel wasting your money at the Olympics today on a trip he said he wouldn't take, but lo and behold. FBI Director Kash Patel takes agency jet to Italy, plans to attend Olympic hockey games, sources say. FBI Director Kash Patel, whose use of a government jet has frequently come under scrutiny, flew on a Justice Department plane Thursday to Italy with plans to attend the Olympic hockey medal rounds, according to public data and sources familiar with the matter. Public flight data reviewed by CBS News showed the FBI Director took off on a government plane Thursday morning on an Air Force base in Italy after a brief flight from Virginia to Joint Base Andrews News in Maryland Wednesday. Sources also confirmed to CBS News that Patel was en route to Milan, where he is planning to watch the men's USA Olympic hockey team compete in the medal rounds. Patel separately sent several posts on social media on Thursday morning in support of the American hockey teams. Patel's plane landed in Italy Thursday evening local time, according to a source at Flight Radar 24. As part of the trip, Patel is also scheduled to take part in meetings with law enforcement counterparts in Italy, one of the sources added. FBI spokesperson Ben Williamson, who did not respond to requests for information about the trip before CBS News published this article, of course he didn't, the most transparent administration in history, said on Twitter afterwards, "It's not a personal trip. Director Patel is on a trip that was planned months ago. It includes partner meetings with Italian law enforcement and security officials. They invited the director last July, meeting with the ambassador for TITA as a follow-up to our law enforcement roundtable he hosted in January, meeting with legal staff and more." Williamson then added in a subsequent post, "Kash just called me and told me to add, please tell them yes, I am rooting for the greatest team on earth from the greatest country on earth. Go Team USA." Congressional Democrats late last year launched a probe into Patel's use of the government plane after media reports revealed that he had used it for personal excursions ranging from a sporting event in Pennsylvania where his girlfriend was performing and a date night in Tennessee to a Texas resort known as Boondoggle Ranch. And as we see here, Kash Patel is partying it up with Team USA on his very professional trip that cost us about $750,000. $750,000. Are you feeling great about that money, your tax money, being spent on Kash Patel taking a trip to Milan to kick it with USA Hockey? Anyone? Show of hands. I'm going to look. Anyone? No one in the back? Okay. Not happy about it? Yeah, why would we be? Why would we be? Didn't this administration start by talking about two things, right? The first, if I can recall, was DEI. Told a bunch of lies. They said, we only want the best and the brightest. You got Kash Patel. Strike one. Didn't work. The other thing that they talked about, number two, government efficiency. Not a wasted dollar, not a wasted dime. $750,000 flight. Gonna go ahead and say that was wasted. For Kash Patel, we have a woman missing. Kash Patel partying USA Hockey. Okay. I like hockey as much as anyone else, as much as the next guy, right, from Florida. Somehow we do a lot of winning. Florida hockey teams, what's up? I don't think that Kash Patel needs to be there. I don't know why he is. Once again, showing how incompetent this individual is. He hates you. He hates you. These people do. Let's make that very clear. MAGA looks down upon you. Not MAGA. Well, MAGA does. MAGA does hate America. That much is true. But this government, this Trump government, thinks you are dumb and thinks that you are gullible and that you can be taken advantage of and that they can ride this for every penny possible. That is what Patel is after. He's an ex-podcaster, right? The kid wants to be a celebrity. That's how he views himself. And he's using government to get there. That is what all of these insecure people who are not public servants in Donald Trump's administration seek to get out of government. Is celebrity, is a couple of sweet vacations, maybe a cool vest. Remember that story about how Kash Patel wouldn't get off the plane when he was going to see his dear friend Charlie Kirk after he was shot? And he wouldn't get off the plane until he had the correct size FBI jacket. Had to have my FBI jacket. Gotta look cool in my FBI jacket. He's like a kid. He's like a kid who wants his toy. That would be more reasonable. Toys are cool. Kash Patel at the FBI, it's not. It's not cool at all. Kash, you're a joke. And I guess they didn't have a child's medium for you to pop on the plane. I just can't believe it. Well, I can. No, I can. Another corruption scandal, another waste of taxpayer dollars from Kash Patel. Way to go, man. And I feel like I'd be doing a disservice from the story, which has just really pissed me off, if I didn't play maybe my favorite clip of Kash Patel getting grilled, courtesy of Jasmine Crockett.
By Donald Trump. Now, I will agree that I definitely take issue with a number of decisions that Donald Trump makes, especially when it comes to the people that he decides to appoint to very important positions, including this one, because I did have to make sure that I wasn't going crazy. But when I say that you are the least qualified FBI director in the history of the FBI, that is real, because you are the only one that never even served with the FBI prior to joining, yet we are supposed to believe that you are the greatest thing since sliced bread. I didn't ask you a question. Now, what I want to go through is to talk about why you are a failure and why, honestly, we just need to tell you bye-bye. I know that you got a little upset and you put on your show for your boss because it seems like you're trying to save your job when it came to talking to Senator Booker yesterday. But let's go through some of your failures. So before you were even confirmed, and I think one of my colleague from Georgia, pointed out that you were already targeting career officials so that you could direct illegal firings. Mind you, these cases that you were so upset about, which are the ones tied to Trump, the cases came through his handpicked FBI director. And frankly, when people sit around and say things like, oh, we're happy because now we feel safe, I don't know who feels safe in this country except for the white supremacist, because I specifically as a black woman definitely don't feel safe.
Our government is run by clowns, and I hate to say it because it just makes me sad. And it should make us all scared, honestly, every single day. But that is the current state of things. We pay for Kash Patel to go see his girlfriend. And then when he's asked about it on Katie Miller's podcast, in case you didn't see this, he was like, well, I don't even go to see her that much. I probably saw her like 3 times. It's only like 5 times, like 6 times. I don't know. It's fine. You have a job to do, dude. It's like that Dan Bongino clip of him crying, like, I have to work in an office. It's like, yeah, man, actual work is a little bit more difficult than podcasting about racist bullshit. I could yell all day. I can't anymore. I hate these people so much. And we all should. And we're going to continue to call them out on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around at the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting, y'all. Don't let them silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.